time. There it goes. Click, click, click. Okay. Are you on video or no? We don't have to be.
I am on video, yes.
Oh, it's like
Can
stop
you
video.
see me?
No. The minute I click recording, you went off.
Oh, I see. No, I can see you and I can see myself in the camera.
You can.
See. And again, yep.
Almost there.
Sure.
Yeah, we got it now. Yeah, we got it. Yeah. All right. So the engineer knows what to do. It's all that kind of stuff. They know this happens at the beginning. So they know what to listen for. And I usually do this. So I'll do this. What's up, everybody? It's Seth Lightman, the Green Living Guy here. So glad to talk to you. It's almost Shabbat around here, so I'm just chilling out. But I had to talk to my friend Elaaheh because she's killing it on social media like I have seen no other. And we're not just going to talk about Judaism, folks, but we're also going to talk about how it intersects with green living. And that, to me, is like one heck of an interview. So I am just beyond excited. I told Elaaheh I'm beyond excited. So let's start. Like Jamali, sorry, didn't say that. My bad.
No, you're welcome to call me Lily Moo. All of my friends call me Lily Moo. Elaaheh Jamali is my official government name, but Lily Moo is what even my mom calls me. So you are absolutely welcome to call me that. It's so much easier.
Thank you, Lily Moo.
Thank you.
So, tell us first your
so I'm a British
story into Judaism. Tell us your story about your interconnection with Judaism first, and then we'll get into the whole green living side of it. Because there's so much that you're talking about that needs to be covered. So I want to allow you the opportunity to kind of set the table for everybody to understand and unpack what you're about to talk about. So after you.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me here. And for everybody who's watching this and tuning in, thank you for giving us your ears. It means a lot because what we are going through, I'm sure you're also going through it. So what I want to talk about is, as an Iranian, growing up inside of Iran until I was 13 years old, it meant that I went to school there and I experienced a lot of the sort of indoctrinations coming from the Islamic Republic. But that's a whole other topic. Inside Iran, as a multi-faith country, even though it says Islamic Republic, there is a lot of tolerance from Iranians themselves towards different faiths.
Yes.
For example, the core religion of Persians is Zoroastrianism, which is a religion of light and kindness and love and good deed. And with that being the core of sort of our existence and our culture, all the other religions that are in the country are also in somehow linked with that. And in terms of practice of Iranians, if I may. So, for example, when we celebrate Nowruz, which is a Zoroastrian and Persian celebration for the new year, all the Iranians across the country and across the diaspora would celebrate the Persian New Year, and then they would put their Torah or angel or the Quran or the Book of Ahura Mazda on their table. So to us Iranians, it's not about Jews, Christians, Muslims, and Zoroastrians, or Buddhists or atheists. It's about humanity and it's about love and nature. We are very paganist. We love we love the planet. We love our connection with the planet, and we love to experience our own conscious existence in a chain of connection along with the international community. And with that, we are taught about different religions in Iran. And when I was growing up, when they teach us in the religious studies about Islam, they have to teach us the background of Islam.
Yeah.
So they teach us the Abrahamic religions, which are Judaism and Christianity.
Right.
And within that, they teach us about the land of Israel and how
Yeah.
the Jews are Israelites.
Right.
So when we learn that, and then on the Fridays, the final Friday of Ramadan, the Islamic Republic places, like, forces in a way all the schools across the country to take part in a march and go out and call out death to Israel, death to America, death to the West, and things like that. And it's a very confusing concept because, first of all, Judaism is celebrated in Islam when throughout different celebrations. I mean, there is a celebration, there's an Eid called the Qurban or Qurban, and that's when Abraham is getting his sort of burning bush moment, and then he has to take the life of his son
Yep.
for the greater good and to prove his faithful God. And then there's the angel coming in and saying, listen, dude, you got this, we're okay.
That's
So
my Torah portion for my bar mitzvah. So I had to read that. I know that section very well. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
amazing.
yeah. Which is, to everybody else out there, is also the essence to the Dome of the Rock, because the rock inside is the rock supposedly that Abraham was about to slay Isaac. And I know my stuff.
Yes, you do. Yes,
and I also know about the intersection of Iran and how Iran has a lot to do with what's going down right now, folks. And I'm glad also that my congressman and a lot of people in the House of Representatives and the Senate do get that this is really an Iranian proxy war going on. But it's not. But it's not. It's not the Iranian people.
Iranian people.
No, it's not the Iranian people. If you look at videos, the majority of people, when you have those on the ground, those paintings of the flags of U.S. and Israel, they won't walk. The majority won't walk on the flags out of sheer respect. Like,
the flag is supposed to be on our chest. It's supposed to be above our heads. It's there to be respected. Not to, if you disrespect another country's flag, you are disrespecting your own country's flag just as much, because the international community is one body. As Iranians, we believe in this one very powerful sentence, and it goes like this: بنی آدم اعضای یکدیگرند که در آفرینش ز یک گوهرند. چه عضوی به درد آورد روزگار، دگر عضوها را نماند قرار. And what this says is, all humanity is of one body, and that's this one body is that form is to be taken like a jewel of creation. And when this jewel of creation is hurting because of one organ, all the other organs will be in a state of angst and dismay or hurt. So and then it follows like this: تو که از مهنت دیگران بیغمی، نشاید که نامت نهند آدمی. And that means you, the one who is unfazed by the sadness and despair of other humans, you do not deserve to be called a person, a human. So we, as a human consciousness, we are one body. And if we do not take care of one another, we cannot exist in a healthy, in a life manner. I mean, what happened in October 7th, what's happening in the Middle East right now, what's happening inside of Iran, it's just a drainage of blood. How much more are we going to witness this and then take sides? It's not about sides, it's about action. It's about finding the common ground and really respecting life and its preciousness.
yeah.
So that's why I do what I do. I mean, I saw my country become a, a boiling point of violations against humanity. And right now, while the Islamic Republic is feeding its proxies and all of its hands and all these cards are seen, it's run out of options, so it's attacking itself. It's run out of options. I mean, it's not attacking itself, it's attacking the people of Iran, the innocent, loving people of Iran.
They're using
It's
this just came to
unbelievable.
my head.
But no other country is willing to take that action
Yeah,
to actually attack Iran because they are aware of the consequences that this will have in the long run for the international
yeah,
community.
yeah.
The Islamic Republic is attacking its people, it's attacking its own actual supporters during the Qasem Soleimani um, anniversary of his death. They had two bombs go off for the people who are in support of the Islamic Republic, not the Iranians across the country who are coming out and calling for regime change, who are saying down with Khamenei, down with Islamic Republic,
I
not those.
understand. Yeah,
They
yeah.
decided to kill innocent young students who they took on buses without the permission of their parents to this memorial of evil, and then they killed them. And the numbers keep on changing. We've no idea how many young people, how many innocent people have died for having been forced to go to supposedly mourn the evil man Qasem Soleimani, just to say the regime has fans or it has people who are on its side. It's disgusting.
It it it,
It's
it
appalling.
it's illogical, given that the majority of people in Iran and the people that are Iranians that I have met uh, are not like that at all. Look, I remember, I'm old enough to remember the Iran hostage crisis, watching it every day. And to me,
Yes.
this is almost an analogy. It's
Hmm.
almost like a full circle. They gained power by taking over and capturing these people. And
Hmm.
now they're at their almost, I feel, and I could be
Yeah.
wrong, but I feel like they're almost at their last breath. So they're pulling the same stunt because
Yes.
the people are not buying the
Any of that.
thank goodness at least Iranians are not buying it because we have problems here now, as you
We
probably have seen.
do. We definitely do have problems here now because
Yeah, yeah.
everything has become a mishmash of tolerance. But we're not supposed to tolerate terrorism.
No,
We are not supposed to tolerate bigotry. We
no,
are not supposed to tolerate division under the name of inclusivity. It's disgusting. What happened to us
no.
as a society who has a right to education, who has a right to enlightenment, who has a right to practice their choices and lives? We are witnessing here and when I'm saying the society, I'm talking about the free world. I'm talking about the world that has no discrimination against men and women in terms of existence. And now we have this idea that everything that we are is supposed to be included. Well, the society has always been included.
Yeah, I think that there's
It's
been
been
a
so
massive distortion of, um, and they've talked about these unfortunate times where truth becomes fiction and fiction becomes reality, which is
yes.
what's happened, where we are speaking out, right?
Mhm.
And we're considered crazy,
Yes.
where the majority, where uh, the masses per se are
Yes.
saying, let's support Hamas. And I remember a time in our country, in my country, when we used to say we don't negotiate with terrorists.
I
Um,
know that's a Hollywood rhetoric to me now because
yeah,
every time I see the actions taken by the American government over the past 45 years regarding the Islamic Republic and its
yeah,
creation,
yeah.
it's turned only into a fictional, beautiful sentence that comes out of Hollywood movies, not in real life.
No,
We cannot negotiate with terrorists. Just on the like a week before the anniversary of our current national revolution inside of Iran that was sparked after the horrible, horrendous, terroristic murder of Jina Mahsa Amini in Tehran, a 22-year-old woman, just for having a few flocks of her hair out. And we have Iranians all around the country calling for regime change, calling for the destruction of the Islamic Republic, dismantling of this terrorist group. And a year goes by, and we have the Biden administration giving them the green light for all the atrocities they've had. Not only they've been accepted to have a seat on the Human Rights Security Council in the ununited nations, by the way, we have the American government shaking hands with the mullahs of Iran, the Islamic Republic that is holding an entire country hostage and is feeding perfectly sophisticated pathway for its terrorist proxies around the nations and devastating all of those nations while they are feeding these proxies. This is not just about Iran. This is about a very deadly ideology that is being practiced and is being sophisticatedly poured into the minds of the Westerners, and it's constantly undermining all of their freedoms as this inhumane thing. And it's their human duty to now save Islam by being a communist.
Right.
Like what pseudo-intellectual nonsense are you feeding people? And these are young students. Like I've been on that side.
Okay.
As a young university student, you want to become intellectual, you want to save the world, you want to see change.
Of course.
You know,
Of course.
it's what happens.
Right.
And as an Iranian, having moved to the UK at the age of 13, and I had met easily, by the time I went to university, I had met 100 individual Israelis who were absolutely loving, incredible. And you know what broke my heart? Every single time I became acquainted to every single one of these incredible Israelis, they were first afraid to tell me where they were from because they found out we are Iranians. And then we had to hug just to remind them that the people of Iran refuse to say death to Israel. The people of Iran recognize Israel and its right to exist. And the people of Iran do not want to see any more wars in the Middle East because we've gone through that hell. So living that life and practicing Zionism, not knowing that's Zionism, because to me, according to what I had learned, was this. Zionism ended after the formation of Israel because it had already reached its goal.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not there anymore. It's just people who have, like, Israel exists, and that's the end. Fair enough. You don't have to be a Zionist anymore. Like, that's already reached its goal. And so I was like, why are they then in Iran constantly saying "Marg bar Zionist" or "death to Zionist"? And you're like, that doesn't make sense. It's ridiculous. Like, what the hell is that?
Well, it simply is as simple as what the majority of Americans don't understand, which is from the river to the sea. If you ask the majority of them, they wouldn't know what river, what sea, and what the whole thing means.
It's ridiculous. Listen, I was taught.
I have to laugh. Because I've done the alternative. So,
I'm going to explain something that's going to blow your mind.
Okay.
When I was in the UK, and this is up until recently, but up until 2021. So as a Zionist, I used to go to rallies and ask Israel to not be so mean, for example, to this during the settlement situations. I have a problem with settlements. It's a big deal. And but that's got, like, because I have a problem with settlers and settlements, that could never mean I would be okay with what happened on October 7th. It doesn't make sense.
Right.
You have to stand up. Like, as a human rights activist, if I go and say, leave the Palestinians alone from their homes, like let them be in their homes, from what I had learned, according to, like, as a Zionist,
Yeah.
when you learn from your lecturers or people of intellect that there is a legal apartheid in Israel and is held by Israel. So there, listen, there is a point to this.
Okay, I hear you. No, I'm just like,
But
I'm
then,
like,
listen, there is a point to
I'm
this. So
besides myself.
they then explain to you that concept of freedom of movement and the role right of return. So this is the, like, pillars of the apartheid argument. And then they say, from the river, da da da.
Yeah.
I used to think it means Palestinians will have passports and they can also travel into Israel. That's what freedom meant to me, freedom of movement. I had no idea this is a chance for genocide
Yes,
until
ma'am.
I found out.
Yes, ma'am.
And when I did find out, I called it out. And everybody started hating me.
Yeah.
My best friend, one of my closest friends, whom I love so much, has called me a genocidal crazy person because I'm saying I don't want the destruction of Israel and I don't want the destruction of Palestine and I want the hostages to be free.
Yeah, I was called a wow. Yeah, by somebody I knew for the past 6 years, maybe no, yeah, 5, 6 years. I was called a Zionist pig who my family will roll over in their grave upon.
I've been told that I should have I should have been burned like my
Oh, I got that
ancestors.
too. I got that too.
And I'm an atheist. I come from a Muslim background, like I already should die according to the Islamic Republic. Like, calm down, bros. Like this, I mean, your nonsense is already too late. I'm already on a death row.
Listen, it's funny. It's funny. It's funny. They say, even in the Tanakh or the Torah, that the people that do not want to believe in Judaism, as long as they believe in certain tenets of life, they're good people. It accepts them as
It's just like Zoroastrianism and just like Cyrus the Great.
like,
We're having a full circle, honey.
yeah, yeah,
We are having a full circle in history at the moment, 3,000 years on, 2,000 years on. When that Holocaustic um, historical violation and devastation of the Jews was happening during Cyrus the Great's time,
yeah.
he set everybody free. He didn't believe in slaves, and he didn't believe in discrimination of deities and religions and any of that. It's about learning from one another. It's about expansions of nations, um, not violations of nations.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He was not a dictator. He was a savior.
He was. He was. There were ebbs and flows throughout. I had a podcast with somebody got offended once when I said history. So I'm calling it the
Okay,
essential timeline of life.
I'm so sorry. This language has been a genderized language since its creation.
No, I know.
I mean,
know.
I'm non-binary because of my language. Iranian, like Farsi, Persian, is a non-binary language. It's a non-gendered language. So
Right.
when I did learn in Arabic and in English, there is a he and she or things like that. As a human being, I was offended. So I was like, I'm not gonna fall for this like nonsense of gender and language. Human beings are human beings. We're already in a gender apartheid in Iran. Women are getting violated for their existence.
It's so sad. I can't even. I can't even, because I used to see pictures from my grandparents of Persia, of like the old Iran, and it's like They were like, "This is what Iran used to look like, grandson," and I'm like, "What? No, what?" You know, like looking at my grandparents. What? Like a picture? What? No, really?
And crazy thing is, it wasn't only Iran during those days in the Middle East that looked so beautiful and glamorous and modernized and open to
It was like the
all
Paris.
nations. It
Wasn't
was
Persia
the
considered the Paris of the Middle East? Wasn't that the expression?
absolutely.
Yeah, that's what I thought I heard from my grandparents. So I just wanted to give context to everybody, really understanding what it used to be like. And I know that for people that they don't remember that, and that's fine. We're here to, bring
Yes,
light
just
and love
share
and share this information of what
yeah,
it used to be like in the days of Persia, I guess, or the
yes.
days, the early, the
Modern
days
Iran,
of Iran of
I should say.
acceptance. I
Modern
call it the,
Iran, because the name Iran was asked to, well, the ancient name of Iran has always been Persia, but Iranians inside of Iran have been calling Iran Iran for quite a few centuries already. And I believe it was Reza Shah the first, the Great, so the pioneer of the Pahlavi dynasty. He was the one who asked the international community to officially call Persia by its original name, by its modern name, Iran, as it is the land of Aryans. And back then, it was a big deal to be Aryan.
yes. And
But
you know what's funny? You have validated somebody else said that. Somebody said that to me. Oh my God. Somebody said to me that the whole Aryan Iran, and I almost didn't want to believe them because it was right after October 7th.
Iran.
Oh God.
Yeah. So the Shah of Iran, the Muhammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, may he rest in power,
Yeah.
he is he his beloved title is the love of Aryans. They call him Arya Mehr, meaning the love of Aryans.
The love of
And
Aryan.
not a fascist thing. It's not a racist thing.
No.
It's the root of Iranians really appreciating their Aryan side because they did have a modernized country. They did have
Oh,
civilization.
I see what you're getting at. I see what
Where
you're.
it was. It's not about white supremacy. No, it was never about white supremacy in Iran. In
Ah,
with Iran and Aryanism, it's about the fact that our ancestors started settling and they became part of the agricultural revolution.
Green
Whereas
Living Guy is learning today, folks.
that,
I'm just saying, folks, listen up. Listen to me here. Listen to me here.
please do, because prior to that, human beings were hunter-gatherers.
Yes.
And Aryans are one of the first settlers who became the pioneers of agricultural revolution
Ah,
50 something thousand years ago. So that's why.
ah,
And when you see Persia and its grand existence
mind
and its
blown.
multi-thousand-year-old cannot, like we have a system in Iran where we that lasted for thousands of years, where water from the Damavand, from Alborz mountains, can go under the desert and reach the south of Iran, which is in Shiraz. And this cannot system, um, sort of providing water to the country,
Mm-hmm.
managed to stay intact and functional up until recently, which has been destroyed at the hands of the Islamic Republic. Now, who do you think did these things? Aryans into Medians into Persians into us now. We held on to that technology and knowledge. We stayed
Yes.
green within our nature. We kept a beautiful, healthy Iran. And
You
these
really
guys
did.
came
You were
and
really,
destroyed
yeah.
it.
You really were for, well, listen, water is life. And to be able to provide that is pure life to the entire country.
Death and devastation. I mean, look
It's
at
like,
what.
yeah, it's like when we left the Gaza. We left, when we left Gaza,
Mhm.
Israel, We left all of the agricultural drip technology, which would enable them to create um, just tons of agriculture for themselves. And we left it, just left it for them. And what did they do? They dug it up. They dug up the tunnels. And what have we done? We know what they did with the tunnels. So
Yeah. And my heart bleeds for the civilian Palestinian who is held hostage at
me
such a
too.
time.
I just want to say that, yeah, yeah.
Organization that is not even qualified to be a government. And even if they dare complain about it, they will be shot there and then, and no
Shot
jury
dead.
system, no one to protect them, nothing. And
Nope.
yes, Gaza is an open air prison, but it's a prison built and held by Hamas and fully funded by the Islamic Republic. So yes, there will be, like, there are so many times that I've called Gaza an open prison, but not because it's an open prison held by Israel.
Right.
It's an open prison facilitated by the Islamic Republic and Hamas. And it's
Thank you.
so messed up.
Thank you for saying that. And a time like this, we have to say something like, thank you for saying the truth. It's insane, but that's where we live right now. That's the time
Yes.
that we live in. But I'm grateful that you are speaking the truth. I feel your, don't mind me. Sometimes I'm closing my eyes when I'm listening to you because the energy that you're bringing me, I want to absorb, and I'm hearing it and I'm feeling it. And it's like, it makes me understand really where, it's even helping me more to understand that the people of Iran, the people,
Good.
are different than the Islamic Republic up top.
The
And
people of Iran
yeah,
were lied to by a very terroristic, tyrannic, sophisticated, horrible, lying group of government. They were lied to. And legally, Iranians have a right to sue this government and overthrow it.
yeah,
But because this government does not have respect for international law,
no,
does not have respect for the Iranian life, and does not have respect for the international community, and only wants its own ideological radical Islam as the revolutionary Islam, as they call it, to take over the West,
yes.
they are staying in power and they are killing Iranians every time they say no. But Iranian people separated themselves from the Islamic Republic
Okay.
straight after that sham referendum,
So
1980. No,
how? Yeah, I remember it. I remember the 80s. Yeah, I remember
also
1980. Yeah.
on February 11th, when Khomeini entered Iran, and the Shah of Iran left, Iranian women came in thousands on 8th of March on the International Women's Day, and they call out for their um, autonomy and their freedom and their human rights, and they fought against the hijab, the compulsory hijab that was being sort of insinuated at the time. It wasn't even official. In 1979, the Khomeini crew and their people, the Islamic Revolution, they hadn't officially made hijab a compulsory act. They were just insinuating and encouraging it.
Yep.
But in the 1980s, 1980, by 1981, it
Yeah.
was done. There was no more. Like, and the thing is, before it was legal and it had become a compulsory law to be wearing hijab, before it happened, they were violating and beating women like teachers, doctors, lawyers, and forcing them to have a compulsory headscarf, cover their hair and change their clothes. So women of
So
Iran
they had
came
to go into the fully job where you basically, you're
a
up to your
chador.
waist.
It's
No,
a
you put the
veil.
pants on from your waist up, and then you put this thing on you that covers your whole like body, right? This, I think,
You
what I've
have to
seen.
wear, yes, first of all, you have to definitely wear pants. You have to wear like a long sleeve, long jacket.
Yeah.
over your clothes so that your bodily form is not shown. You have to basically look like a square little fridge walking about with a triangle headscarf that covers everything other than your face. So they turned an Iranian woman into a symbol of oppression just
Yeah,
through
yeah.
controlling outfits. And outfit is not just about what you look like, it's about all the choices you make after that.
I'm expressing myself this way, and people should
I
understand. I'm
understand.
like
No, you're a
by
very
what she's
interesting and
saying is
emotional person too.
what she's saying. What is being said is stuff that like it mesmerizes me because I am so for women's rights and for all of these I guess the thing I feel right now is
Mhm.
that I've been so for everybody else's rights, and then it came to us and everybody's backed away, and I'm just
I
like,
know. I know. I feel you. Let it out, darling. Let it out. The thing is, as an Iranian, I felt this for the past year and a half. And on October 7th, when that happened, on October 8th, my family and we came out. And I saw the isolation and I saw the devastating loneliness that my Israeli and Jewish friends are going through, which was it felt like looking in a mirror. Because imagine I had held hundreds of rallies in a space of 1 year.
yeah,
Hundreds.
yeah,
And I have vivid memories of Israeli tourists in London coming and supporting us, showing enthusiasm towards our cause, whereas nobody else even knew. When
no,
in the when in the United Nations, Raisi went there for the first time in New York in 2022,
yeah,
and Massa was murdered in the same week.
yeah,
It was Israel's representative who held Massa's name, and he also said woman, life, freedom. And he called out the Islamic Republic's murderous acts. And he was applauded in that time. And it gave us hope that, yes, there is a strong force behind us.
yeah,
Up until now, 17 months on, 16 months on, I still see advertising out of Israel with Mahsa's name, with Hadith's name, with all the children who were killed, all the young people who were killed. And I'm still seeing woman life freedom advertised on YouTube before any YouTube video I'm clicking on.
yeah,
And that gives me hope.
yeah.
No
Me too.
other country
Me
in the
too.
world is doing that. When the Mahsa Amini hashtag became billions, like it was actually spread out billions of times, is
Yeah,
because Israelis and their technology were pushing it forward instead of allowing the algorithm to do its thing, instead of letting it stay in the hands of the Islamic Republic's cyber army,
yeah. They
because
are a
this is
cyber
a war
army.
of information.
They are a cyber army because it's
They have
very
a
difficult.
cyber army, and their cyber army is very active and it's trained. And I mean, there's like one person per 100 different mobile phones on tables, and so many different IDs. And they are just constantly writing, working, spreading out hate, spreading out false information, and like taking one of their own atrocities and then mixing it with another atrocity, and then they share this, and then all the normal accounts would share it, and then another account would come and say, "Ha, look, this is only a lie. This is proof that this is not right." But we see through all of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, they
I get.
even did this. They even did this to create doubt regarding October 7th massacres. So on October 9th, I received a video of two young Israeli men being held by Hamas and getting beaten up. And the original volume, the original audio was on that video. 2 days later, I saw an audio taken from one of the Iranian videos from the start of the Islamic Republic's, the start of our current revolution,
Okay.
by Islamic Republic, by IRGC. And IRGC, the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, they're a private paramilitary only dedicated to the cause of the Islamic Republic. So they're not an army to save Iran. They're an army to spread Islam across the globe. And they're the ones who train and feed the proxies of the Islamic Republic.
Yeah, yeah.
So there is this audio piece where they are making our young university students, they're hitting them, slapping them, humiliating them, and they're making them sing the song Salam Farmande. And this is a song, it's a salute song to Qasem Soleimani, the terrorist who was murdered. And he's hated by Iranians. So just to humiliate them, they would make them sing this. And Iranians wouldn't take it. They wouldn't sing it. They would just take the beating instead. So imagine the cyber army, they've taken that video's audio and they've put it on this to say, look, a lot of these Hamasis are also from Iranian guards, and look, they're speaking Farsi. But that video was only there to create a lie and then debunk itself. And I haven't seen it, like, it didn't get any attention. It didn't get much attention. So it just got left. But it's petty, pathetic acts of doubt that they do and create.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very sad. But
I'm curious. I think part of it is also a, and I don't want to say it, but I feel like I have to. Well, October 7th is whose birthday?
Putin's and my late brother's. Oh, sad. So sad. Like, I even said it on my speech on November 5th in London. I said, on the day of my late brother's birthday, they decide to take an act of terror against humanity. They decide to drop a stain on the history of humanity. And they did it all to impress Putin.
I mean,
who else is trying to impress Putin? The Islamic Republic.
Nobody
How
else
are they trying to do that? By bypassing the sanctions, by buying American technology illegally on the black market because their sanctions are not being policed, by creating drones that will kill Israelis and kill Ukrainians.
Yeah,
that's how
Ukrainians
the
too.
Republic is involving itself in this.
Yeah.
And not in our name, not in the Iranian person's name. No way. We are aware and we are fighting against this regime. So we need the international community to understand the evil that is upon us. 45 years ago, the same brainwashing of our youth happened in the universities of Iran.
Yeah.
And it happened with the help of the Soviets and the Americans and the British and the French. So all enemies became allies to destroy the Shah. And it was an act of stupidity. That's as far as I'm going to go. It's not about hate and racism. It was an act of stupidity in the face of great power.
Yeah.
But for as long as, why I say this is because for as long as the Shah was in power, nobody would dare have such malicious acts in the Middle East.
No.
We had the 5th strongest army in the planet.
Yeah. Yeah.
The money spent on our army and our devices is still in the blockade funds out of Iran. And the Islamic Republic used that fund to hold hostages in order to get access to it. And I'm not talking about the hostages that are just currently being taken. No, I'm talking about Nazanin Ratcliffe and a young Iranian British woman who went to visit her mother and father in Iran to show her newborn daughter to them, was held hostage and was held to be detained by the border control in the airport under suspicions of coming into Iran to train journalists, which is
Ah,
treason and spy. Uh,
isn't there there's a journalist in particular that I know that is on death row in Iran. I'm forgetting the name, but his daughter has a campaign to save him. I'm going to connect
yes,
you to
yes, please do.
because
I
yeah.
absolutely love her. Jamshid's daughter.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So I met her through another Jewish friend, and we all. She was my friend Jackie was explaining to me that we need to start bringing
Connect.
it all together because the stronger that we are together, the more we will take over. Right. So,
Absolutely.
and I had to like deep dive into her whole, like I'm dealing with the grief of 10/7 and then still trying to hear everybody's concerns. But
Mm-hmm.
that's why I brought you on because I realized how much Iran or Persia, Iran is really at the heart of all of this. And
Absolutely.
I wanted to have uh,
Clear
rather than me
understanding.
talking like talking to a blue in the face, I would rather have somebody much more eloquent than I am
Oh, bless you.
speak to this truth. That's all,
No, thank you. Thank you for this opportunity. I really,
yeah.
truly appreciate it because I see our people as one in the same, and I see the isolation that our people are facing to be equal. And for
Same.
1 year, every Saturday, Iranians from across the diaspora held rallies, and those rallies were 99% only welcomed by other Iranians. And the reason why we held those rallies in the countries we were staying in was so that the people of that country and the rest of the world will know about what's happening in Iran. And I was expecting the same way people are coming out for Palestine, they will come out for Iran. Or the same way people came out for Ukraine, people will come out for
But they're
Iran.
not. But they're not.
That didn't happen. Ukraine also started getting abandoned. So I started helping
Yeah.
Ukrainians in
Yeah.
London as well.
Yeah, I've been
Yeah.
doing that too. I've been helping Ukrainians out. There's this one woman that I know who's um, actually working on creating like an X channel, a channel on X, just to talk about Soviet propaganda and
Yeah.
the Ukrainian push for democracy and all that kind of stuff. So
We call it the marriage of the black and red in Iran because it was the merger between the Muslim Marxists and the communists
yeah,
that created the Tudeh group and or their ideology. And they are the ones who gave a lot of weight and wing to Khomeini and his think tank.
right,
So it was a merger between the red and black. And that
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hamas is always wearing black,
yeah, yeah.
but waving Russia's flag and
Well,
red communist flags as
didn't
well.
Hitler go meet before he supposedly, he died with
Uh,
Iran, and then somebody from the Palestinian area or the area that was called Palestine back then, which was really like,
mm.
is the Judaic star on the flag, but owned by
Yes,
the
right.
British property. It was owned
See,
by the Brit. Yeah.
I was actually tempted to take the original Palestinian flag to the Palestinian rally and just see what happened. Just see what
I'm
happened.
telling you guys
Because
and the ladies, this woman is a firecracker. She does not play. You should do that.
yeah, I mean, because are they supporting PLO or are they supporting Palestine?
Right.
Because True Palestine
It's not
has
the
a flag
PLO and it's
and
not
white
Hamas. No.
with the yellow Star of David. But the PLO flag is only been there since 1969. So
Yep. 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 Courtesy of Yasser Arafat and
absolutely. And
um,
the Iranian flag was changed in 1979, 10
yeah.
years after the PLO's formation. And Hamas, as well, Hamas is new, but
Right.
PLO was one of the biggest supporters of Khomeini. So Yasser Arafat was inside of Iran when
Yeah.
Khomeini was gaining weight and momentum.
I,
Yasser Arafat was one of the instrumental people in the hostage taking of the 1979 November 5th, where the embassy of America was taken, and every single plan of action that was read out by that Iranian woman, supposed Iranian woman, was the freedom of Palestine and the destruction and eradication of Israel. Not a single word for Iran.
no.
They came, they took, and they destroyed Iran in order to destroy Israel. And Iranian people are very much aware of this. And every day they talk about it in every single taxi ride. And they are fighting to bring this regime down. So I urge you, and urge anybody who's watching this, please help Iranians defeat this government, and not by invading Iran, not by going in with your troops. Trust me, Iranians have a plan of action. They need support, they need money to get whatever it is they need in order to face these bullets, because a bare chest in front of a bullet will always be taken. And we can't have that. Iranians have been dying in their hundreds every day since the fight against the Islamic Republic has happened. And I mean, look at what devastation Balochistan is going through. Just because they have a different sect in Islam, they're practicing Sunnism, whereas the rest of the Islamic Republic is Shia.
Shia, right? Yep.
And because of that, they're not giving birth certificates and identities to the citizens of Iran, citizens of Balochistan. And after they've had this most recent attack to Pakistan, supposedly taking out Mossad operative houses, Pakistan has retaliated and started shooting missiles at Iran, an Iranian sovereign nation of Balochistan. And you know what the Islamic Republic has done? They said, well, the people who died were not Iranian. No, they were Iranian. Those babies were Iranian. They didn't have birth certificate because the Islamic Republic decided not to acknowledge their existence because of a difference in religion. But Balochistan is forever the heart of Iran, forever the bravest lion of Iran. All the provinces of Iran, when their people are coming out, they're calling out for each other. They are all nationalists. They do not want a separated, unsovereign, ripped apart Iran. They want a united lioness that Iran is, to be in that beautiful form of the cat that she's always held, and grow together and united and show the world what we actually can do, what beautiful contribution to the planet we can have. I mean, we have very ridiculous and like, I'm sorry, but I hate to use the word stupid, because these people are intelligent, the ones who've said this, but I don't know where they left their intellect on the day they said these words, because it's just baffling to me. Two of the very prominent Iranian activists have gone out in public into the cameras, and they've said, oh, Israel, I think, would be welcome to take action and target the Iranian nuclear plants. And you're like, first of all, Iranian scientists are dying in order to create a safe nuclear technology for the future of Iran, where fossil fuel is no longer in place in our world. And we are, as Iranians and as citizens of the international community, we have a duty towards one another to protect those very sensitive areas where such enrichment of nuclear energy has been formed and created, because we cannot have another Chernobyl at our hand in the heart of the Middle East, where children are going to be born without limbs.
Well, that's why Israel hasn't come in.
Had no patience to strategize a fight.
Yeah, that's why Israel hasn't come in, because Israel used to, back in the day when it was a known nuclear site, Israel always came in and just did the fly in, bomb the site, back out. But
Yes.
now they're not doing that, and I always wondered why. So you're enlightening me, um, um, because
Israel
I did not realize what was going on.
unity.
Yeah, yeah,
Israel has revived a desert.
yeah,
Revived a desert, while the rest of the world has brought the planet to destruction and onto its knees just because of the environmental mistakes we've made.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
So learn a thing or two.
I remember when I went to Israel in 93, 94, and I went to the Golan and I saw wind turbines. I went into the heart of Israel and into institutions, and they were working, and this is in the 90s,
Mhm.
working on solar. So, I'm getting my master's degree. I'm learning about it. I'm doing this analysis of government and how we're trying to rid ourselves of oil so that we can do, and I'm seeing all this stuff. And that's what has also led me on this path toward being green. It's like I saw
Mhm.
my country, every roof in Israel has solar thermal to heat their hot water. So it's like all of this stuff. I've only tried bringing it here, and I feel like it's taken a long time. And
Yes.
unfortunately, I have to say this, and I don't say this lightly,
Mm.
but I feel this lately that even our own government is being a little anti-Semitic at times toward Jews being
I
involved
think
in things.
little. I think it's above little. It's sad. It's devastating.
You know,
But
there's
I tell
people
you
that
what,
only want to try and contribute and do good
love
things
and light will conquer.
and we get shut out. So all I have to do is bring the light however I can, because
Yes,
if they're not going to help me bring it, then I got to figure out another way of
we're
bringing
gonna hold the torch no matter what, because this is the only thing we can do.
it.
I
Amen.
mean, I've had to leave my home again for the second time because of extreme Islam.
It's not.
Imagine
It's
that.
not. And
Imagine
let's be
having to
clear.
be,
It's not Islam. It's not the.
no, no,
It's not.
extreme radical. Yes, absolutely true.
Yeah.
Extreme radical Islamists who have pushed me away because of the jihadist behavior that they're like really, really are practicing in London.
Look,
It's
I know
I'm
a
not
guy who owns a
the
gas
whole of
station not
UK.
far from me. Uh, and he knows I drive green cars and everything. So I'll come by, I show him the cars because they're new. So he wants, as a car guy, he wants to check it out. But like, where did he come from? Where did he come from? Where did he come from? Palestine. Does he know I'm
Mhm.
Israeli and a Jew? Yeah. Are we friends? Yeah.
Yeah, yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
It can
And there
happen, folks.
cannot be there.
This is not what's being set up in or played out on TV, folks, is not what
Yes,
is humanity at its real core. I think is what I'm
yes,
trying to get at, because at its core, what we're finding out is just like the Chinese did Tiananmen Square and they want their own democracy, just like the Iranians don't step on an Israeli and American flag, just like all of these kinds of things. The, the more you get to the essence of people, people are good people, but we are literally right now
mhm.
in a war between good and evil. I
We
believe.
are.
I
But
truly believe that, and
we have great tools at our hands, and that tool is technology and information.
yeah,
And we can use it to our advantage. The very same way the evil darkness is using this tool to spread their propaganda and to spread the ideology, we have to use our powers and our technology and our talents to apply ourselves to this change, because this is not just a news headline for today and tomorrow. This is the lives that we are living. It's affecting every single one of us. So we have to dedicate ourselves and our times. Even if it means like I haven't worked a single day since Mahsa Amini. Do you know how expensive it is? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So I've had to relocate to a whole other country just because I said no. This is wrong.
Yeah,
Human
it's
beings matter.
we are
Lives matter.
speaking the
Like
truth.
yesterday was the Kefir baby's birthday.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and we're having to accept, which never happened before, except and of course in during the Nazi era, but never before have children been taken like we have seen. I'm even hearing now, folks, that in the Ukraine, Ukrainian children that are captured are being tortured through electrocution. Um, I've never seen children used in such a barbaric way than like now, and it just
I've only
hurts.
seen
It
it from at
hurts
the
me.
height of the
It
time.
hurts me in my soul, my core. I just can't
Yes.
believe that it's happening. But we have to speak the truth. We have to speak truth to power, and we have to stand up, because the more that we do when we bring light, um, the more.
Persistent and every day at a time. Because it's an overwhelming, heavy load of darkness
Yeah.
on our heart and on our soul. So if we're doing this, if we're taking these actions, if we're choosing to be a part of this movement, we have to be willing to accept that we cannot um, picture the end goal today. We have to take every day as it comes and have that drip by drip effect until we see that change. So I'm here, you're here, we do this, and we will get more and more friends of ours to do this
We got
until
this.
the world will learn that we're actually for each other, not against one another.
Yeah, what's funny. I mean, I know there's evil, and and the polarities of good and evil have to kind of exist in the world to an extent, and everything like that. But and we're fighting evil because it's gotten too much, and all that kind of stuff. But like, people don't even realize that. I'll kind of like get into it a little bit metaphysical, but um, the song from Crosby, Stills and Nash. Uh, we are stardust. And
Good.
then realizing that from talking to people at NASA that we really are stardust. So
Mhm.
it's like we are all part of the universe, and we are all of us here
Yeah.
together are all interconnected more than we realize. And the
Mhm.
more that I think, like, for example, like we're talking about bringing the causes together, bringing every atrocity to
Mhm.
fight together, the stronger we will become.
Mhm.
Um, uh, because then we are all fighting against evil versus one over here, one over here, one over there, which is the divide and conquer strategy of life, which we
Yes.
can't have. We have to stay together,
Mhm.
because once we do that, we can conquer anything. Really,
Absolutely.
really, really.
Absolutely.
So I want people to know how to find you. How do we find you
You can
online?
find me on my Instagram at Lily, as in Lily underscore Moo. Lily
Lily
Moo.
Moo.
It means my dark beauty. It's a
Yes.
combination of Persian and Greek, and it's my sort of nickname and public name in a in my artistic and sort of activist
Well,
way.
yes, yes, yes. So
So help me out, guys. I haven't worked in ages because I'm doing what I'm doing. So
I will,
please.
I will. Through you have my word that when this goes out, because this will go out to iHeart, Apple, Amazon Radio, all the major platforms. Okay, and there's the description, and in there I'll make sure to put your links so people can find you. We're gonna let people know about you, and let people know you exist. And I'm going to talk to you offline That's some other ideas that I have too that I think is really going to be exciting. So, but everybody, green living, guys, one small step at a time. I always talk about this when it comes to green living. I'm not wanting you to force feed you about everything. I'm not Greta, okay? Not Greta. I want you to enjoy going green and slowly do it at your pace. But today's one small step for humanity is to find Lily Moo on Instagram. We must do that because your energy and your truth is I had to close my eyes because it was light. I felt the light come from you, and I just was like, wow. So, and I don't say that. If you listen to all my podcasts, you won't hear me have said that to anybody. I promise you that.
I'm so honored and so special.
Because
it's the same. You are full of light. You are full of love, and it's an honor to be speaking to you.
Ditto. And we're going to have more of Lily Moo involved in everything that Green Living Guy is doing because the understanding of our connection to our earth and what we care for is just as essential as understanding humanity and what really humanity stands for. There's been a little bit too many times I've seen lately, and I'm going to call it out. I didn't want to, but I'm going to call it out. Where I've seen too many people in the environmental movement go free Palestine without, and from the river to the sea, and calling me a Zionist pig. So we're going to literally cataclysmically change who is constituted by Green Living Guy as a green celeb and not.
You see,
and Lily Moo is going to be a part of that journey.
Yes,
she understands.
Yes, I've gone to, so in 2019, Iran was devastated by a flood where 2/3 of our great country was washed away. And this happened because the Islamic Republic had decided to build houses on riverbeds that had dried up for a while. And when the heavy rain came, it had nowhere else to go and also they had cut down the jungles of the north. So from the north of Iran all the way to the south, the country was washed away. And this devastating information was not shared on the news in the West.
We're going to do a story about it. We're going to do a story about it. I don't care how old it is. People need to know this.
We have to, because I went to, Extinction Rebellion, I had no idea what it was and existed. I had decided to occupy central London for about 2 weeks.
Right.
And I found that it's about the environment. So I went there and I gave a few speeches where I informed the people of Britain and the movement why it is important to be one as one community and why is it important to be aware of our countries around us. It's not just about clean air in the UK.
Right.
It's about the fact that Iran just got washed away and nobody knows about it. Yet when the Notre Dame...
I didn't. So we're going to educate people.
When the Notre Dame church was burnt on only a part, within 48 hours, billions of euros were raised.
Yeah, and they cut down the old trees that have all of the roots and all into the ground. They cut that down, folks, and nobody said a word. Nobody said a word. And the people that were trying to speak up, they shut us down.
Yes.
Folks, we're talking to an environmental leader here, folks.
Flood in Iran and the Extinction Rebellion and the connection between sort of Aboriginal nations and this movement of Palestine and how different it is to Aboriginals and the contacts and the British and this and that. There are two different stories. They affect two different things. They have two very different backgrounds and reasons. And we have to understand this. It's not just about sort of British colonization. Yes, the Brits have had a lot of atrocities against humanity in their growth, in their historical path. But what they're doing now is important. And what's happening right now in the world is a lot of finger pointing instead of dealing with situations.
Right.
So I want
Right.
us all to actually be accountable for our time as a nation in this world, not
Yeah.
the historical mistakes of our past. What are we going to do with ourselves instead of holding grudges and pointing fingers at the future generations of where um, past mistakes have happened? You know, we are here today
Yeah.
and we have one planet and only one life. And we can't be accountable for the mistakes of other people, but
No.
we have to be accountable for our own actions.
Yeah. That's why I build a global forest with organizations in the world. That's why I do what I do, because when I'm gone, I want there to be a better life for people. Make the world better than when you started here, kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And to find people that understand that is so essential, and also understand good and evil, and haven't been twisted in the wrong way.
Yeah.
I appreciate that, I respect that, and I honor that. And we're going to make sure that the world knows about you and what you stand for, because and we're going to write that story about Iran too, about the flood, because
Yes,
I didn't know that, and that's something that people should be aware of. um,
absolutely.
and it should not be left in the dark, because we're going to bring things to light.
Yes.
Yes.
نور بر تاریکی پیروز است. Light will be victorious against darkness.
Game.
And that is what we live for and we live by as Persians and Zoroastrians, or atheist Zoroastrians that I am. But
You're a great
you
person.
know,
You're a great human being, and that's what
yeah. Thank you. I do my best.
is so important in this world. And to find those people and to stay with it, you can't find anything better. So we're going to make sure that the world knows about you, and we're going to get everything out there about you, because your message is pure truth and light. It really
Uh,
is.
Thank you.
And
It's very important.
it needs to be said and heard by billions, literally what you're saying, by billions. So thank you again. And everybody else, as I always go out,
Yes. Thank you.